something mysterious. So now Lord Ram tells to Lakshman that you go and you call Shabri. And let's have Shabri wash her feet in this particular lake. So Lakshman goes, and by this time Shabri has already left for the spiritual world. And Shabri, because she has already fed Lord Ram with those berries and perfected her life, and she has gone to the spiritual world. So Shabri, she is no more there in her ashram. So Lakshman comes back and Lakshman says that she is left, she is no more in the ashram. So now Lord Ram says, you go in the ashram and wherever Shabri has walked, you take the dust from the floor of that ashram. So Lakshman brings back the dust from the floor of that ashram where Shabri had walked. And that dust, when put in this lake, the lake turns crystal clear. And then Lord Ram, he exhibits to all these yogis and jnanis the supreme position of his devotee. As here in Prabhupada mentions that Mother Yashoda's supreme position over the yogis and the jnanis. So, the yogis who could not capture Krishna in their meditation, Mother Yashoda is able to capture. So, Krishna, who has his opulence of being Yogeshwar, is giving up that and getting caught by Mother Yashoda. Not just caught by Mother Yashoda, but Mother Yashoda is going to tie him up. So the next one is the next opulence. Krishna, who is fear personified, to even fear of this material world. In this material world, things are moving, the phenomena which are taking place is because of Krishna's fear. In the third canto, Kapila Muni, he explains that how the sun is shining because of the fear of Krishna. Mad bhayad vati vatoyam, surya stapati mad bhayad, varshatindro bhayad agni, mrityus charati mad bhayad. That the sun is giving its scorching heat because of the fear of Krishna. Indra is showering rain because of the fear of Krishna. And Mrityu, death personified, is taking its toll on everyone because of the fear of Krishna. And this fearful Krishna, Krishna, who is fear personified, and even Mrityu is afraid of Krishna. Krishna is afraid of Mother Yashoda. In the Damodara Ashtakam, Satyavrat Muni, he's speaking about this. Rudantam muhur netra yugmam mrijantam karam bhoja yugmena shatanka netram muhushvasakam patri rekhanka kantha stitagraivam damodaram bhakti badham. Rudantam, he's crying profusely and he's breathing heavily. The three rekhanka, the three lines on his kantha, they're shivering out of fear. And it's not that Krishna is just putting up some show. He's actually fearful of Mother Yashoda. So here is Krishna, who has this opulence that even fear personified is fearful of Krishna. And Krishna is so much fearful of Mother Yashoda. So he's giving up that opulence and showing to the demigods that this is the love of Mother Yashoda, that I am so fearful of Mother Yashoda. The next one, which is the next one, which number we have reached? 7. Are you all with me?
Yeah.
So the 7th opulence now. What happens next in this pastime? Mother Yashoda, she binds Krishna to the wooden grinding mortar. So Krishna, who has this opulence of being Muktaya, as Gajendra in his prayers, he is glorifying Krishna. He is saying, Muktaya bhuri karunaya namo lalaya. That, oh my dear Krishna, you are Muktaya. You are supremely free. You are supremely liberated. So one who is supremely free, how can he be tied in some kind of bondage? Of course, that is Bhakti Baddham. It is the bondage of love of Mother Yashoda. But that rope is tying Krishna. So Krishna, who is tied, used this rope by Mother Yashoda to this wooden grinding mortar, is exhibiting now that I am giving up this opulence of my being Muktaya, showing to all these demigods, and I am bound to this wooden grinding mortar, just like how a criminal, a prisoner is bound. So this is the seventh opulence which Krishna gives up. And the eighth one is Krishna, who is famous as Mukunda. Who knows what is the meaning of Mukunda, this name of Krishna? The giver of liberation. So Krishna, who is giver of liberation, which means he can liberate conditioned living entities from the bondage of birth, old age, disease and death. And here, he cannot even untie this little rope with which he is tied. So one who can untie the shackles of birth, old age, disease and death for his conditioned living entities, he cannot even untie himself. He cannot even release himself. The Mukunda cannot liberate himself from that bondage. So he is showing to these demigods, Evam sandarshita hyanga harina bhritya vashyata. Me, Hari, I, the supreme opulent absolute truth, bhritya vashyata. Bhritya means devotee. I have become the servant of my own servants. So this is what he is showing. He is giving up all these 8 opulences, and he is showing to all these demigods that you think you are the Ishvara, but you know that I am your Ishvara, and this Parameshvara is under the control of Mother Yashoda's love. Rupa Goswami gives a very wonderful example that the love of the Brajvasis, he is comparing the love of the Brajvasis against the other love of the other devotees, like Mathuravasis or Dwarkavasis. So he gives the example that you have a beautiful shiny golden pot and there is, a dazzling diamond which is at the bottom of this pot. Now you pour condensed ghee in this pot, and at the bottom is this shiny diamond. So because of the condensed ghee, one will not be able to see at the bottom the shine of this diamond, because the ghee is condensed. But there is one way you can see the glow of this diamond, or you can see the diamond at the bottom of the pot when you melt the ghee. So he is giving this example, Rupa Goswami, that Krishna's opulence in Vrindavan is like this diamond. Krishna has exhibited his opulence in Vrindavan when he killed Putana, Aghasur lifted the Govardhan hill. He showed his opulence. But for the Brajavasis, Krishna's opulence, like that diamond, was covered by the condensed ghee of their love. So that condensed ghee is compared to the love of Mother Yashoda and the Brajavasis, that they couldn't see through, the opulence of Krishna. But like Arjun, when he saw the universal form of Krishna, so his ghee melted, which means, then he started to pay obeisances from all sides. And when Mother Yashoda, when she saw the universal form of Krishna in Krishna's mouth, Mother Yashoda was thinking that, what has happened to my child? Why my child, in his mouth all these things are appearing?